live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Welcome to Ticket Weeknights
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back in. Ticket weekends, not weeknights, but nonetheless, it's another wrestling post-match victory conversation that we get to have. Reg Lovett in studio, former Nebraska wrestler, also a national champ at that. If you guys want to join in, we do got college basketball in the brick and mortar, but that does not prevent the text line from working. 402-464-5685. Sartor Hamann text line, Facebook, YouTube, X, Owl Channel 961. All great ways to put a face to the voice. Like I said, Huskers get another big win, 34-5. On the road. That makes it 2 straight big-time dominant road victories. Ridge Lovett, first of all, how's it going on a beautiful Sunday?
Beautiful Sunday.
And how about that Husker win?
It was good. Definitely a good way to start off the Sunday. Sun's out. Me and Caleb might go play some Frisbee golf later. Trying to figure something out to do today since it's nice out and the guys are all on the road. But yeah, wrestling was good. The question mark is still at 125. I don't know the answer there. But you know, that's not my job. That's
the guy who gets paid big time bucks for it.
The coaches get to make that decision. You know, it's the 25 match was a little frustrating. Giving up a fall Friday night and then giving up a tech fall today. Friday night came out on fire. Takedown right away, got caught in a Turk, put it on his back, no good. And then today, with the tech fall, like not one shot. There was 0 neutral offense from Lordson. Little frustrating to watch. But then after that, it was all Huskers. So we did a good job bouncing back. Van D back. Didn't wrestle Friday night. He wasn't feeling good. He was sick. He was sick all week. Missed most of the week of practice. Got in there one time earlier in the week, like on Tuesday, I think. Got on the treadmill. You know, was running some sprints, got on the Aerodyne, just trying to blow his lungs out, kind of get himself feeling a little bit better. Got into a workout late in the week. I think he was in there Thursday morning before they took off. He was in there working out, coughing the whole time. He wasn't feeling great. So they held him out Friday night, but looked good today. Good in all 3 positions. Went out there, got some takedowns, found some back points in the first period with a little tilt, off the bottom quick, then right back on the offense, then finished the match with the Jonesy in Van D fashion for 7. He picked up a tech fall, looked real good doing it, 18-1. Brock Hardy looked good, right? Didn't get a whole lot of turns. I don't think he got any turns. I think it was all takedowns, but his efficiency on finishing his shots was fantastic to watch. Every time that he was in on a real good shot, if he was in position to finish, he finished immediately. And if not, he came right back up to his feet, right back into the hand fight, looking to get back in on the legs. Super impressed with the way Brock wrestled. He was composed, kind of really dictated the pace. And even when he would miss on his shots, he did a real good job preventing the reattacks, getting back up to his feet, and just was persistent at getting on the legs and finishing those shots. 20-4 tech fall. And, you know, it just kept rolling from there.
Second tech fall of the week for him, too, at that.
Mm-hmm. Brock was firing on all cylinders this weekend. It was good to watch.
I was talking about with Ridge. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I think the part that makes him the most difficult is getting him in a position where he's uncomfortable, because I don't know if there's many.
You got to get him on his back for real. That's about it. That's about it. Everywhere else, he's scrambly. He's an intelligent wrestler. He knows where he's at. And he does a good job of just figuring it out on the fly. He puts himself in weird spots in practice, and, you know, works through those spots a lot. So then when he gets into matches, everywhere feels comfortable for him. And, you know, we've been seeing that.
I think that's 100+ wins. That doesn't surprise anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He's been absolutely excellent. And at this point, 10-5, right after he gets that one, and then you have Chance Lamer coming up next.
Yeah, Chance, he looked okay this weekend. Friday night, little slow, did enough to get it done, and that was the story again today. Just not. I don't know. I feel like he should kind of blow these dudes out a little bit. I don't think it should be as close as the 2 matches were. Both of them decisions. In my mind, they both should have been at least majors. Granted, the kids are tough. It's easier said than done, but it comes to a point where you got to go out there and get it done. And after this week of practice, Monday, Tuesday, I went with him and he felt good. I was like, after Tuesday, I was like, this is the best practice you've had so far this year. Like, you were everything that we've been doing in our individuals, you were doing well. Just keep that rolling into the weekend. You're going to do great. And he kind of reverted back a little bit to
When you say reverting back to what?
breaking his stance, not being down, disciplined in his stance the whole time, kind of reaching a little bit crazy, trying to get a hold of him. But because what my goal is for Chance is to just be down in his stance, just walking forward, making contact with the backhand, right? He's a right leg lead, so left hand out, making contact, boom. Once you get a hold of him, now you can pull yourself into your ties. He has a habit of kind of lunging with his arms, trying to get a hold of him. And a lot of times that's when he gets stung. That's when they drop down on his ankles. Van Ness would drop in on doubles.
I think we saw that with Penn State, where he had a real opportunity, and they got him kind of leaning forward a bit too much.
Yep.
And they got an easy takedown.
Getting out of his stance and then lunging for those ties. Like Van Ness, the double leg he hit, he didn't even hit his knee. If you're getting hit in double legs where the guy doesn't hit his knee, you're too high in your stance and your arms are not in front of you. He's a little bit wrestling with his hands up here. So he went a little bit back to some of that, but overall the product was pretty good. Just need to kind of force the point scoring opportunities. And he wasn't doing that this weekend. He was okay. When he would get in on his attacks, he did a pretty good job. He had one in the third period today that I thought that he probably should have finished. But he didn't really need to. So there was a lack of urgency in on the legs. If we can change that, we'll start doing a little bit better, I think.
And it's at least it's fixable, right? Like, there's nothing that he's doing that's like, oh, this is going to be a problem to be had. Like, he can tweak those things. I think it's just muscle memory, where he's just kind of reverting when the lights turn on. Because when the lights come on, it's always tough to maintain everything that I had practiced and not get too excited in the moment.
Yeah, and he has a problem with that, with getting too amped up, a little too excited, and he kind of blows himself out early.
That's the real thing. We had Chancellor Brewington, the obviously former Husker football tight end, and he talked about that all the time. He's like, listen, when you're coming out of the tunnel walk, you're just like amped, you're pumped up. So you almost got to tune yourself down because you get too pumped up and you start trying to do more than what you were coached.
Yeah, I had to do the opposite because like I wouldn't warm up real super hard. I would kind of bounce around a little bit, get loose. I'm like, yeah, okay, we're gonna go out there and see how this goes, I guess. You know, and Coach Snyder would be like, hey, you got to get that warm up. I'm like, hey, if you're walking in the woods and a bear attacks you, you ready to go, or are you gonna stop? Hey, hold on, let me warm up. But no, that's something that I had to change, was really getting a hard warm up. Like once the duel would start, I'd go up in the wrestling room, go get a good warm up, really break a sweat, get my heart beating a little bit. And, you know, that was something that I had to change. And he needs to kind of go the other way just a little bit. He gets a little too antsy before the match. I don't know if it's too much warm up or if he's just in his head a little bit too much, but that's definitely a thing where some guys need more of it. Like me, I needed more of it. And Chance, I think if he just dials it back a little bit more, he'll be in a good spot mentally. I think that he's, you know, thinking I don't think he thinks enough when he's out there. I was talking with Nikate Zinkin this past week, last weekend when we went out to Indiana. He was like, so do you just black out when you go out there and just autopilot? And I'm like, no, I try to stay present when I'm wrestling, like be thinking about what I'm doing, knowing what the score is, knowing about how much time is left, where we're at in the match, kind of being present in the moment to manage the match, but also being present enough to know like, hey, let's start pushing the offense. Let's go get one. Let's start pulling on his head a little bit and then looking for our offense. So I think Chance just needs a little more positive reinforcement in his own thinking when he's out there, like thinking like, hey, like, let's go get to legs. Let's go get on a shot. Let's pull on his head. Let's snap him down. Go behinds are good. Just a little less of, okay, I got a lead. I'm going to win. A little more. Let's go out and score some more points.
Well, you see that, you know, in a guy who's really good at understanding the time and situation, Antrell Taylor.
Darn right he is.
He gets
Come
the ball
on.
again. Obviously on Friday, he gets the clutch one, make that another top 10 victory. And then today, flat out dominant. What was it? 5 takedowns in the first.
Yeah. 5 takedowns in the first period, got 2 more to finish the match. And that kid's pretty good. He's had some decent wins this year.
Bryce Lowry.
He's not in the rankings, but I watched the Super Bowl with Chad Redd, who's on their staff now. And he was like, our 57-pounder is kind of coming along a little bit. Like, he's tough. But he hasn't broken into the rankings yet, but he wrestles well. He's a smart wrestler. But just like what we were just talking about, Trelly was present. He was like, yeah, I'm going to go take this kid down a bunch. Kate got in on his leg, and Trelly defended a single for 25 seconds, was bouncing around, and then still finished with 5 takedowns in the first period. Like that's a tough thing to do. But when getting Trelly's leg up in the air, that's a hard spot to score.
Yeah.
But like in practice, if I get in on a single and pick it all the way up, most of the time I just drop it. But okay, we're gonna find a better shot. Let's get to a spot where we can really finish. Because when you have that leg up in the air, he's so good bouncing on one foot.
It's unreal. That's what I noticed. And I've had to adapt to watching a lot more Husker wrestling, because when I first saw that, I'd be like, oh no. And then he's just like hopping around on one leg, and he gets out of it over and over and over.
I've only seen him the only one that I can like remember him getting taken down in was the Northern Iowa duel last year. He got taken down when he had the single leg up in the air. That's the only one that I can think of.
And this might be a stupid question, but how are you even good at that? Like, how does one get good at just that hopping around and getting out of those takedowns?
He does a real good job of extending, so he gets his leg long. So like you're really reaching with your back foot when you're trying to trip. So he keeps his arms long. He's pulling on your hands, so your lock's getting tired from holding his leg up. He super athletic, so his balance is real good, bouncing on that one foot. And his timing when they try to drop and find his post leg, when they find that one he's bouncing on, when they drop, he does a real good job of dropping into the splits and keeping that leg far away. It's just he's real comfortable there. You can tell.
It's one of the more incredible things to watch. That it's definitely caught my eye, because to your point, I see that happen and I just don't even get nervous, because he is just hopping up there waiting for his moment. And it just tells you how much of a freak athlete this guy is, like keeping that balance. Because those are, I mean, we're in the Big Ten wrestling. Most times you get in that situation, I'd imagine they're going down to the ground.
Yeah, like I finish that probably 95% of the time. If I get the legs up with Trelly, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to exert a lot of effort to maybe score. Probably
so it's
not
that good that you'd rather just put it down. I'll go for another 10.
I would rather try to finish it on the mat than try to pick it up. And everybody else, I'm coming up in the air. If you can't get his whole body up off the mat there, you're going to be in a tough spot.
Shout out to Antrell Taylor. He's on an absolute heater right now. And
boy's the truth.
Boy, I was talking to DP about it earlier. Those media heads aren't talking like they were after Tulsa.
No, they were chatting. The narrative's changed now. So Antrell Taylor's back. He was never gone. He dropped 2 matches when he was hurt, and since then it's been dominance.
I don't know. We had head coach Mark Manning come in here too, and he kind of stuffed down a lot of that conversation. He was pretty unwavering about his belief in this team's abilities. And tell you what, if you stay patient, you're definitely starting to see a lot of it now. How much of wrestling is just scouting and looking for counters to wrestlers? Because to your point, if you see that with Antrell Taylor, maybe you got to like put it down. Let's go for a better shot here, knowing how good he is at getting out of that. But yet you still see a lot of teams try to take him down that way.
Yeah, single legs are the most shot in wrestling. Like that's number 1 for the stats. But that's the way you're taught when you're 4 years old, all the way up to finish it. You head bump, you get the leg up off the mat, you start working for a trip. But Trelly gave up 0 takedowns last year at the national tournament. If you're not going to take him down, you're not going to beat him. He's fast off bottom. He gets up well. He can ride, and he's figuring out the top game. He's starting to get some turns. He rides well. So he's really starting to round out his wrestling. But if you can't take him down, you're not going to be able to beat him. Right. And we saw that Friday night. They hit him with a stall call, which I thought was garbage, absolute garbage.
You and Smith agreed on that?
But not going to be denied. He's going to stay on you. He's going to keep working to score, and it's just a matter of time with him. If he gets his hands locked around your body,
you're going down.
Buddy. Oh, buddy.
Well, that's what it was. That Illinois match, like you could see it. The panic, the pupils on that guy's face or his eyes when he realized that Taylor's got the body. And then it was just a matter of time before he got that trip, and then game over. Antrell Taylor continues to stay on his heater. How many is that straight for him?
Oh, shoot.
I can't remember the last time he lost.
14 or 15 now.
Incredible stuff from him. When you were wrestling out there, how much of it was you like analyzing what they were doing? And like, do you watch a lot of film on these matches prior?
I would, if for like these 2 duels, I wouldn't have. I'm just like, I don't even want to bother with what they're going to do. I'm going to go out here, be ready for home run moves, them trying to throw me on my back. Everything else, I'm just going to go out there and just wrestle and adapt on the fly. Don't want to get too in my head about anything that they're doing. But if I'm wrestling someone who's like ranked in the top 5, I'll watch 3 matches. I'll watch one where they blow somebody out, one where they win a tight one, and one where they lose a tight one. So that way I know, like, hey, in a close match, how do they wrestle when they're winning? In a close match, how do they wrestle when they're losing? And then when they're turning up on somebody, scoring a bunch of points, what attacks are their go-tos? Because once you kind of start flowing a little bit, that first shot, once they get 2 or 3 takedowns, it's like the next one when they cut them,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, this is probably going to be their go-to shot. So just, I'm not going to make any big changes, but just to be aware of what's coming. Like, okay, if he needs to go get a takedown, he's probably looking like post high C to my right, or he's looking like wrist pull single to my left, just something like that. Just knowing what's coming, but not making any real changes to my game.
I was just curious what that balance looks like for you guys, because you don't want to be in that where you're getting away from what you do so well because you're too scared or too worried. And I'm not saying any of the wrestlers on this Nebraska program have that, whether they do or not. You can decide that. But is that pretty similar to most guys, or is that a you thing?
Some guys like to watch more film. I know that Silas watches quite a bit of film.
Seems like a film guy.
Mm-hmm. But I don't really know how much film the rest of the team watches. I don't watch film with them. I'll watch film with Caleb, but most of the time we're watching like other people just picking up on different things. Like we'll watch international wrestling and just.
You guys are international now,
yeah,
so you
right.
got to.
I like watching Jordan Burroughs highlights. I don't wrestle a lot like JB. He's a little faster, stronger than I was, but it gets me hyped up. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to practice today. I'm going to shoot 50 double legs. It's going to be awesome. But
is there anybody that, like, if you had anybody that has somewhat of a similar style to what Burroughs had?
I would say Trelly does. Trelly doesn't shoot as many doubles as JB, and he shoots them from different spots. Like Jordan was a lot of shoot a single, and he would wait for people to like drop. As soon as they would like drop down to their knees, he was putting his noggin right in their neck and running them over. Sometimes it would be forehead to forehead, but he was most of the time it looked like he was aiming for their shoulder.
That's
kind of trying to put it in their collarbone, run them over.
Well, you and Antrell Taylor, your banners are hanging up next to you. On a quick side note, I know it's a side tangent, but how cool is that? I mean, when I go to the Bob now and watch that, it's nice to have some more banners out there.
It is. It's
and you
sick.
guys are next to freaking Jordan Burroughs, one of the best to ever do it, and add on to the legacy that Nebraska wrestling already has.
Yeah, it's awesome. Every time I go in there, like there's a flag over there, and then there's the one over the box seats. I would always look at the one next to the box seats, and then a couple duels ago, I was down there with the team, and Manning was like, "No, look at this one. Look at this one." I turned around, and I was like, "Why do you always look at this flag?" He was like, "Look at because your banner's up there." I was like, "That's a good point, Coach. That's a good point." Yeah.
Well said there. We got to throw it to break. We'll continue. We'll keep going up the weight classes. We'll break down Nebraska's big win over Indiana on the road as they stay hot as the season gets closer to its regular season ending. Don't go anywhere. I was about to say Takedown Tuesdays. Wrestling post-match. Harrison Arns, national champ, Ridge Lovett. We'll talk to you in a bit.
Just got new tires put on my car today.
You did? I didn't see you leave the office.
I didn't need to. Graham Tire picked up my car this morning and dropped it back off when they were done.
You're kidding. How'd you get that kind of service?
That's just what they do at Graham Tire.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Have you been looking for home technology upgrades but don't know where to turn? Online information can be contradicting and confusing. Lincoln's own experts at Dio Technologies can turn your living room into the place to watch your favorite sports. Whatever your vision is, Dio Tech is ready to make it a reality. From home theaters to outdoor entertainment spaces, they bring you along through the entire process to make sure you get exactly what you want. If you're ready to upgrade your entertainment space, visit Diotech online at diotech.net or give them a call at 402-793-5124.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at SartorHeyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and wow, what a year it was at Koppel. The Koppel family would like to say thank you for a record-setting sales year in 2025. Now let's start 2026 off with the bang. New GMC Sierra pickups starting at $12,500 off list or 0% APR. Also hot off the presses, new Terrain leases at $299 per month. That's right, $299 per month on new GMC Terrain leases. So please stop on in the store or online at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G138852 and G165184, 2,500 down with proof credit.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, this is former UFC fighter and mixed martial artist Anthony Lionheart Smith. The Upside Bar and Lounge in South Lincoln is the go-to spot for every UFC event, prelims, and main card. There's never a cover, so make sure you get there early and stay late. Upside Bar and Lounge has daily specials, a margarita club, and a taco club. And don't forget, they just added Buzz Bowls to their menu. Learn more about upcoming events by visiting UpsideBarLNK.com and stop into their South Lincoln location for every UFC event on 27th and Pine Lake.
Hey, Nebraska, this is your moment. Love Nebraska is already making noise on the court, but they're still missing one thing, a nickname. That's where you come in. Love Nebraska is giving fans the chance to submit the team's official nickname. Fans will then vote on the finalists later this season. Head to lovneb.com/nameyourteam to submit your nickname and get in the game. Submissions end on February 22nd. Name your team, shape the legacy.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in second segment, wrestling post-match. Again, breaking down Nebraska's big victory on the road versus number 20, Indiana. Your number 5, Nebraska Cornhuskers. We do got a couple of matches going on, or duels going on right now. What we got in the ticket studio, we got Illinois versus Northwestern, the last two teams, not counting Indiana, that Nebraska just competed against. And it's not looking great for Northwestern. It's pretty much been Illinois the whole way through so far. But there's a great one going on. Virginia, Oklahoma State. What are you seeing, Rich?
Yeah, Virginia Tech, Oklahoma State, number 3 versus number 6. And right now, match of the duel, Aaron Seidel wrestling Jax Forrest. Seidel is down 9-10 with 25 seconds left. See, do they get a finish? Boom, just finished. Jax Forrest finishes with a 10-9 win. Seidel with 3 takedowns, though. That's just one takedown straight to Seidel's back for Forrest. Kind of was the difference maker there. But that whole dynamic with Jax Forrest is crazy to me because he started this year in high school.
Hold on.
Yeah, the first semester he was in high school.
That guy's an animal.
Mm-hmm. Just graduated early. Got to semester and they're like, yeah, you have the credits. You can be done if you want. And he was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to Stillwater. And then I think today was his 5th date, maybe. So it's pull red shirt or not time after this one. But
I think would you pull it? You know, you got an absolute gem prospect that he can.
He's undefeated on the year. He's been wrestling well. He's beat some tough dudes.
Enough to make you think like, let's keep him rolling.
Yeah, he made the senior world team last year as a high schooler. Like he's one of those dudes.
That's incredible. Okay, that's a headline story that I got to start following.
It's been kind of crazy. Like the whole like he was wrestling in high school duels first semester. He wrestled the first half of his high school season, and then after the first half, he was like, "Yeah, I've already won a couple state titles. I'm good. I'm going to college now, I guess."
He had been just rolling kids in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if I was him too, I'd be like, yeah.
He was on the same team as Bassett and Melvin Miller. He was on that team with those guys.
That clicks. That's a room where you're gonna get better whether you like to or not.
So now the story is like, is Melvin Miller gonna just skip his senior year of high school, go straight to college, so that way him and Bo come in at the same time? It's like I didn't know that you were allowed to do that. I didn't know that halfway through your high school season you can just be like, yeah, nah, I'm cool on this. I'm just gonna go wrestle college now. Whatever. I'm cool.
Yeah, I guess take care of your classes. That's an opportunity for you. Holy smokes.
That's what I'm saying. It's just halfway through the year, he's just like, yeah, I'm going to college now. I'm good on high school.
And then dominate when you get to college.
He's been doing well.
That's all right. I'm becoming more of a wrestling fan every day.
It's crazy. Like they were talking about him doing that earlier in the year. I was like, how is that even gonna work? Like, there's no way that he's just gonna stop wrestling in high school and just skip out on the second semester. And then he did. I was like, oh, I didn't even know that you were allowed to do that. But apparently he can. He did it, and Oklahoma State got themselves a guy.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about another guy, LJ Araujo. He gets another win as well. This one a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm. He
top 20 though. He was wrestling with nobody.
Yeah, Tyler Lillard's tough. He took 4th last year at U23 World Team Trials. He's a tough dude. He's a national qualifier. Won some matches at the national tournament. First period scoreless, but very entertaining. It wasn't like the usual 0-0 matches where somebody might get in on a leg, stalemated. Both of them almost had takedowns, lots of scrambling, good scrambles. Second period, LJ goes down, gets an escape, then finds his way, gets his hands locked on a cradle, takedown and 3 backs to take a 7-0 lead. Need to be able to finish though with LJ. That's both of the last 2 matches, got to be able to finish out those matches. Giving up too many points late. Going backwards. We don't want to go backwards. We heard Gaethje talking about it a couple weeks ago at the UFC. The winners go forward. They walk people down. Right? It translates the exact same to wrestling. If every single match that you watch at the national tournament, the kid who won, 90% of them are walking people down.
Well, we talked about that all the way back with Iowa. On the next day, we'll talk about with Minto.
Yeah, exactly.
He was getting walked back, and he didn't wrestle bad or anything, but you could tell it was starting to wear on him because he's got to put all the energy to keep trying to fight back a little bit. Meanwhile, I was just leaning on him. Yep. Leaning on him.
Then every time you start to hold your ground, boom, snaps come in, and now you're off balance. They're pulling on your head. You're out of position. So now you're nervous for shots. Your anxiety's going up. Just got to plant your feet, start walking them down. LJ was kind of getting away with that. Little too okay with sitting on his lead. 2 takedowns in the third period. We don't want that. If we're gonna let that happen, we need a bigger lead. Let's get up by 10 and then do that. Let's 7, 2 takedowns. Now it's a 1 takedown match. Final score of that one with 10-8. Like takedown at the end, like we lose. So we gotta stay in the fight a little bit, keep fighting. All in all, good match. Found his hands locked on the cradle, and even Friday night got his hands locked on a couple cradles. One of them he got a takedown. I think he got back points off of it as well. But we've been working on the leg and cradle stuff. He just we'll give me a couple of weeks. We'll figure that spot out. We'll get him right. We'll start getting some turns from there. We've been working on it. Like on Friday night, on one of them, he locked his hands. He was elbow to elbow. He had a cradle locked here. Like it's good, but hard to turn people there. You lose a lot of that mobility, being able to move.
Right.
We've been working on it. We'll get that.
If it doesn't get fixed, it's on your coaching resume.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. So far with him, my record's been pretty fire.
Hey, you're not wrong there. Minto, though, was better in this one, at least from what I saw. I was obviously working at the studio, but I was able to catch clips of it. He looked more aggressive. I mean, what did you see out of it? I know he's a defensive guy, and that's where he really shines, and he can turn that defense into offense.
Yeah, my notes for Tofi was the scrambling was elite. Every time that kid was in on a leg, Tofi was putting himself in positions where He was not going to give up points. Gave up a couple danger swipes, but that's no big deal as long as you're wrestling through it. He did. Found his way to a couple takedowns from there, and that kid was tough. That kid wrestled hard the entire match. Tofi got ghosted on one of his high Cs, then straight into a Granby up to his feet. Good hip heist, gave up nothing. He full match, just a little more top work. I think if Tofi, because he has a really good tilt and he can ride pretty good, just not super committed to it yet. Maybe later, because last year at the national tournament, he was turning dudes. He was wrestling super hard, all three positions, and now he's kind of okay with letting people up to their feet. Like that mentality's got to change. You hold them down, look for turns, and if you don't turn them, you ride the dog crap out of them the whole time. Don't keep their face on the mat the entire time, and we'll start to see those leads start growing a little bit more.
Is he just that comfortable up on his feet?
He's another one of those dudes that's super hard to take down. Super hard to take down. He's super scrambly. Like there was one, the kid shot a double, got in deep, picked him up, and Tofi kind of did a front flip and landed on his back, caught an ankle on the way down, started rolling, and I was like, yeah, that was great scrambling. That was awesome, buddy. He did a good job. Just a little more offensive minded. He took a handful of shots, but let's get that shot count up. He's really good once he gets a hold of a leg, whether it's offense or defense. Tofi's really good at wrestling in there, giving up nothing and finding ways to score points. So just a little more offense. Let's get that shot count up a little bit.
Well, especially for how strong he is. And that's why he's so good on defense as well, trying to take that guy down. But when you got that brute strength that somehow, you're just wired different than other people out there, you can get that offense revving. I think people are going to be more intimidated by it. You can put that intimidation factor on people. He's one of those guys where I just know me personally, because I'm not a wrestler. I'd be more happy if he's willing to play defense than offense, because you just know the kind of power that guy's got. Up next, though, we got so much time here left on this segment. It's 24-5 at this point, but you got number 6 Silas Allred going up against number 19 Sam Goyne.
Silas wrestled good. Last duel in Indiana, back in the home state. Same deal with him. More shots. We need a higher shot count, because Silas early in his career was a shooting machine, getting takedowns left and right. He took down defending national champ Max Dean in the finals when he won his Big Ten title.
Yep.
Just need more attacks, because the shots that he was taking, he was finishing. He hand fights super hard. He breaks people's positions a lot, just not pulling the trigger quite enough on his attacks. But when he gets in on the legs, he finishes well. He got in on 3. Maybe one of them was a re-attack, but he got in on 2 offensive shots, one early, one late, and finished both of them super quick, right? So it's just got to be higher shot output and protect himself. He was in one spot in there where the kid was in on his ankle and he kind of did the Brock Hardy dive around. He wrestled through it well, got himself back into a safe spot, but it's too late in the season to be playing the trick knee games.
I feel like I'm going to hear more of the same here, but going up next, Camden McDaniel.
Camden wrestled well. He's been a shooting machine all season. He tapered it down a little bit today.
How much of this is, sorry to cut you off there, but like going Friday, quick turnaround, both of these on the road as well, where, our guys are just a little bit winded as to why you think we're seeing some of these guys not be as aggressive? Or
a little bit of that, a little bit of the weight cut, making weight twice back to back. The day off makes it a little bit tougher holding your weight down. Cam, not a huge weight cutter. This kid's tough. I'm pretty sure this is who Cam beat last year in the blood round at the national tournament. So the kid's good.
Gabe Sollers.
Mm-hmm. He's tough, but pretty much Cam was too okay with rolling around. That kid was a good scrambler. He was extending Cam's shots. Cam was wrestling off his belly 3 or 4 times. I was watching with my girlfriend. I was telling her, I'm like, he's good here, but not here. Once he would get put down to his belly, he typically does a real good job of being in on an extended shot, getting his chest big, head up, and then getting up and finding the second leg or putting him into a crackdown position. Just a little. I feel like the team up and down the lineup was kind of like, okay, we're gonna win these duels. Our team's better than them. We don't need to really go out there and do our thing. The dudes that are going to do their thing will do their thing. I just need the win.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But that can never be the mentality, which it's an easy spot to fall into, especially when you're in a duel where you're kind of, your team's better, but it's the mentality can't change. It's got to be, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to get 4 or 5 takedowns. I'm going to really blow this match open. And that's when really good things start to happen. That's when you find pins. That's when you get tech falls, is when you really start opening up your offense. Because a lot of these guys, their goal when they go out there wrestling us is, okay, we're not going to give up bonus points. Let's just keep it close. Keep it close. Try to steal it at the end. If we can, awesome. If not, okay, I saved my team some points. But for us, it's got to be urgency. Go out there, just start working to score points immediately. If we start working right away, we'll start finding a lot more bonus points, and we'll start finding more pins. Because the guys on bottom, they're kind of balling up, and you're wrestling Brock Hardy. They're not trying to wrestle. So Brock did a good job. Okay, I'm just going to cut him loose and find a way to put him on his back in transition. Get in on the legs, and now find something on our way down to the mat where I can start getting back points, start looking for falls.
And I hate to do this, but like give credit to Penn State. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
You go watch Penn State wrestle. I don't care who it is. They are insanely aggressive. Maybe there's a class in there. When I watch them, every time I see it, I mean, they're getting extra points. They're getting pins. It's because they're just aggressive. It doesn't matter if the guy's top 10 or if he's not ranked.
Their shot count is super high.
Yeah.
And it's because they're fearless with their shots. They shoot, they miss. Okay, I'm just going to start coming up to my feet. What? He's going to grab onto my leg. Okay, we wrestle through this as well. We just keep wrestling shot defense. Now I'm looking for my re-attacks. And it's just, they're not worried about giving up go behinds, not worried about people getting on their legs. So they kind of open themselves up to like, okay, I can just shoot. If he stuffs it, okay, I'm going to come up to my feet and I'll just shoot again. Right. And we need a little bit more of that mentality, which it is hard to do because you're going to get tired doing that. And, fatigue is a scary thing. Once you're late in a match and you're tired, and if it's close, you're like, oh boy. But if you do that every single match, it becomes the regular. It's like, okay, I'm comfortable here. I know I'm tired, but I know he's exhausted. I'm in a good spot.
Well, let's get to one more. We'll get to the heavyweight, and then we'll throw it to break. We'll just kind of talk big picture with Husker Wrestling, what they have left. AJ Ferrari, we finish it out with another win. I think he just won that one in decision. Yeah, 9-3 decision.
Almost. He was looking for the major. I was super impressed with how he finished the match. Right, 10 seconds left. He's like, you know what? I'm on top. Let's put him back up on his feet. If I get a takedown, I major him. And he went out there, got in on the legs. The 10 seconds left in the match, getting in on the legs and almost finishing. That takes some courage. There's 10 seconds left. You're tired. He's tired. This is a big kid. And AJ is elite when he gets to his single. When he starts shoving his head across into that little cutback position, he finishes a lot of those. And he found himself there a couple times. That's how he almost finished the one at the very end of the match. But I was impressed with the way AJ wrestled.
Well, I think a lot of it for him is he does just kind of have some of those. I mean, genetically, he's this, and what the work he puts in. And sometimes some of those positions he can be in, they're detrimental for other wrestlers. He can get out of them pretty easily.
Mm-hmm. His wrestling IQ is pretty high.
Mm-hmm.
He sticks to the basics most of the time, but when you need to get a little funky, a little scrambly, he does well in there. He does a good job all around. And we saw that today. He was walking the dude down. He was on his knee a little bit, but wasn't really backing up, trying to get the kid walking into him, falling into him. He did a good job walking the kid down, looking for attacks, getting the kid on the edge of the mat. This was one of his better performances. Just from the eye test, I understand the kid wasn't ranked. He wasn't super, super elite, but the way that he approached the match and the style that he wrestled, that match will pay dividends.
Oh, it's just everything you just said there beforehand, right? Like, it doesn't matter. You got to have that mentality that you're going to go out there and be the aggressor, and you're not going to let that kid be comfortable. Like, oh, I kept it close.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to let you keep it close. Or in this case, you at least made the attempt to get the major there. So
yeah.
You like to see it with a lot of these guys. Again, I think the wrestling team, they seem to look better and better every week here as they go along, which is good because there's not a ton of regular season left. Is it just the one, Utah Valley?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so the clock's ticking before postseason play gets here before you know it. Don't go anywhere. We'll throw it to our final break here. Husker Wrestling post-match. Ridge Lovett, Harrison Arntz. We'll talk to you guys in a little bit.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day, because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Empire.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. The final segment. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos as always. This is Wrestling Post-Match. We talked about it. Husker Wrestling gets another big road win versus Indiana, and it's good timing because you look at the stretch here where Nebraska, really since Penn State, and even that Penn State, even Ohio State, right? You lose to Ohio State, but you almost have them at home, 16-17, and you're thinking, all right, not the end result you wanted, but you're seeing some fight. Then you get Penn State, 12-26, again, not what you're hoping to ever leave with a loss, but we talked about off air, the most competitive I think Penn State's had all year. And then you go blow out Northwestern on senior day, 47-0. You blow out Illinois, 28-11. And then you get 37 hung up on number 20, Indiana. And now you just got Utah Valley. And then it's 2026 Big Ten Wrestling Championships.
Yeah. And with the Penn State thing, I think that all year they've given up 27 points total in duels to other teams. 7 of them was against Wyoming in their first duel of the year when most of their team was out. I think they only wrestled like half their lineup that duel, and they won 2 matches. Wyoming did, and so we put up 12, and then the rest of their duels combined scored 27. So it's Penn State's really tough, but every year it seems like we're the team that's that one rung below. But yeah, it's one more duel. Utah Valley, they're okay. They new leadership over there with Adam Hall, Idaho guy, was doing a real good job at NC State as an assistant over there. Made the move, get back closer to home, and they're doing some stuff. They've made some improvements in the past couple of years. Still not quite where I would like them to be. I'm a big Adam Hall fan. I want to see those guys do well, especially since they pick up a lot of those Idaho guys, Western guys.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see those guys do good. But I think that that duel will probably look a lot like the past couple have. I think they might be a little outgunned wrestling against us. But yeah, focus is gonna be all right. We got one more tune-up match, and then it's time to really put the game faces on. Everything else goes out the window. Now season kind of restarts. Probably looking for a wrestle off here soon at 125, probably to decide that spot. I don't think either one of those guys really pulled away to prove themselves as a starter.
Another opportunity though.
Yeah, one more opportunity. You go out there and you really, really show something in that duel. Someone could be able to cement their spot, but probably looking at a wrestle off for the 125-pound spot. The rest of the guys just stay healthy, little tune-ups. Practices are going to start getting shorter, just more intentional, lots of individuals. I think we're in a good spot. I like where we're at.
I like it too. As we mentioned, the Huskers are pretty hot heading into this thing as they're getting down to the end of the regular season stretch. That is Ridge Lovett, the former Husker national champ, at that as well. I'm Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep things rolling. We got the WYWCA hour up next. We're live on the brick and mortar. There's no college basketball taking over. So appreciate everybody listening, but continue to listen all night long because this thing goes all the way to 11 p.m. So plenty of Husker, or not just Husker, plenty of sports content, community content, all right here, 93.7 The Ticket. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go